Do you ever wake up feeling like you didn't really sleep at all? Like your body is stiff, your mind is cloudy, and the day stretching ahead feels a little overwhelming? It's easy to feel that way as the years add up, isn't it? You remember when mornings felt different, maybe easier, maybe just simpler. Sometimes it feels like there's a secret that got lost along the way. A trick to starting the day feeling bright and ready. Well, I want to share something with you. Something incredibly simple that my grandpa did every single morning without fail. And it made a world of difference in how he lived his life right into his 90s. He wasn't some health guru. He was just a man who understood the power of a few quiet, consistent habits. These weren't complicated or expensive things. They were just part of his daily rhythm. And you know what? I started doing them too, and the change has been truly remarkable. In this video, we're going to walk through these simple morning habits that can help you feel more energetic, more flexible, and just more like yourself again. Stay with me until the very end, because the last little piece of this puzzle is something that truly surprised me and might surprise you too. So let's start with the very first thing my grandpa did almost as soon as his feet touched the floor. And it was something so utterly basic that we often overlook its importance. He drank a glass of warm water. Now you might think that's it. Just water. But there was a little more to it. He always added a squeeze of fresh lemon. Not too much, just enough to give the water a little zing. He kept a lemon right there on the counter and a glass by the sink. First thing every morning before his tea, before anything else, a simple glass of warm lemon water. Why warm water? Well, he always said it was kinder to the body first thing in the morning. Cold water can be a bit of a shock to your system, especially your digestion. Warm water, on the other hand, is much gentler. It feels soothing. And the lemon. It's not just for taste, though, that certainly helps. Lemon is surprisingly good for you. It helps kickstart your digestive system. Think of it as giving your insides a gentle wake-up call. After a long night, your body is a little dehydrated, and your digestive system has been resting. This warm lemon water provides that much-needed hydration right away. It helps flush out toxins and gets things moving. My grandpa always said it was like oiling the gears before you start the engine. And he was right. I noticed when I started doing this consistently that I felt less sluggish in the mornings. My digestion improved significantly. It felt like my body was just working more smoothly. It's such a simple act, but the consistency is key. Every single morning without fail. He didn't complicate it. No fancy ingredients, no special timing other than first thing. Just warm water and fresh lemon. It's so easy to get caught up in complicated health trends and expensive supplements, but sometimes the oldest, simplest things are the most effective. My grandpa didn't read health magazines or watch wellness shows. He just did what felt right, what he knew from experience, and perhaps from his own grandparents. And this warm lemon water ritual was foundational. He would sit quietly for a few minutes, sipping it, enjoying the warmth and the subtle flavor. It wasn't a rushed activity. It was a calm beginning to his day. That peaceful moment was just as important as the water itself. It set a tone of calmness before the day got busy. He told me once that rushing the start of your day was like trying to sprint before you've even learned to walk. You stumble and you get worn out quickly, but starting with something gentle and nourishing like the warm lemon water and that quiet moment allowed him to ease into the day. Beyond the hydration and the gentle digestive nudge, there's also something to be said for the ritual itself. Having a set routine first thing in the morning creates a sense of stability and control. When the world outside feels chaotic or unpredictable, knowing you have this one simple act you perform every day, regardless of how you slept or what the weather is like, can be incredibly grounding. For my grandpa, it was non-negotiable. It was just what he did, like brushing his teeth. Over time, it became an automatic habit, something his body expected and appreciated. And honestly, when you feel the benefits, even if they're subtle at first, it becomes something you look forward to. That feeling of starting your day feeling hydrated and refreshed is a small victory that sets you up for more small victories throughout the day. Now, after he finished his warm lemon water and had a few quiet moments, the next thing he did was move his body. not a strenuous workout. Mind you, my grandpa wasn't lifting weights or running marathons in his 80s and 90s, but he moved. He had a simple routine of stretches he did. Nothing fancy, just gentle movements to wake up his muscles and joints. He'd start with his neck, slow turns side to side, then his shoulders, big circles forward and back. Then he'd work his way down, gentle twists of his torso, stretching his arms up towards the ceiling, and simple leg stretches, maybe holding onto a chair for balance. He always said his body felt like an old machine in the morning, a bit creaky and stiff, and these movements were like loosening those tight spots, getting the oil flowing. We often hear about the importance of exercise, and while that's true, for older adults, especially first thing in the morning, gentle movement is key. It helps improve circulation, brings oxygen to your muscles and brain, and increases flexibility. When you wake up feeling stiff, forcing yourself into complicated exercises can be painful and discouraging. But gentle stretches, moving through your full range of motion, even if it's just for 10 or 15 minutes, makes a world of difference. It eases that morning stiffness, reduces aches and pains, and prepares your body for the day ahead. My grandpa would often hum a little tune while he did his stretches, showing it wasn't a chore, but a pleasant part of his morning. He wasn't striving for perfection, just movement. He listened to his body and never pushed himself too hard. If something felt difficult one day, he'd do a simpler version or skip it and come back to it the next day. That self-compassion is important too. After his stretches, if the weather was decent, he'd step outside for a few minutes, even just standing on the porch, taking a few deep breaths of fresh air. He said it cleared his head and helped him feel connected to the world. Sunlight, even indirect light on a cloudy day, helps regulate your body's internal clock, which is crucial for good sleep and overall energy levels. Getting that early morning light signals to your body that it's time to be awake and alert. My grandpa didn't know all the science behind it, but he knew it made him feel better. He looked forward to those first rays of sun or the cool, crisp air. It was another simple, grounding act that connected him to the natural rhythm of the day. Sometimes, if he felt up to it and the weather was nice, he'd take a short walk around the block. Nothing fast, just a gentle stroll. He'd wave to neighbors, notice what was blooming in their gardens, or just enjoy the quiet street before everyone got too busy. This combined the gentle movement with the fresh air and light, doubling the benefits. Walking is fantastic for maintaining mobility, bone density, and cardiovascular health, and doing it first thing in the morning sets a positive tone for the day. Again, the key was consistency and gentleness. It wasn't about hitting a certain speed or distance. It was simply about moving his body and being present in the morning world. These initial habits, the warm lemon water, the gentle movement, the fresh air and light, together formed a powerful foundation for his day. They were simple, yes, but profoundly effective in keeping him active, alert, and feeling well into his later years. Following the gentle movement and soaking in a bit of the morning air, my grandpa would often spend a short time with something quiet that engaged his mind, but in a relaxed way. He wasn't doing complicated puzzles or intense study, though those things can be good too. For him, it was often reading a passage from a book he loved, or simply sitting and looking out the window, letting his thoughts wander peacefully. He said this quiet mental time was just as important as preparing his body. It was about easing his mind into the day, rather than immediately bombarding it with news or worries. In our modern world, we're so quick to grab our phones and immediately start scrolling, checking emails, or catching up on what happened overnight. My grandpa avoided all that first thing. His mornings were a digital-free zone, long before that was even a term. This quiet mental time, whether it was reading, prayer, or just peaceful reflection, allowed his mind to gently wake up. It reduced stress and anxiety that can sometimes creep in as soon as the day begins. He would often read poetry or passages from classic literature that he found comforting or thought-provoking. It wasn't about learning new facts or solving problems, but about connecting with beauty or wisdom. This practice helped him cultivate a sense of calm and focus that carried through his day. He wasn't reacting to the world yet. He was simply being with himself and his thoughts in a gentle way. Another part of his morning ritual, which might seem small but had a big impact, was preparing his breakfast mindfully. He didn't just throw something together quickly. He took his time. He'd make his tea, often a simple black tea, or sometimes an herbal one, and prepare his food deliberately. It might be a bowl of oatmeal, or eggs, or just some toast with jam. But the important part wasn't what he ate, but how he ate it. He sat down at the table, no distractions, and he ate slowly, savoring each bite. He wasn't rushing off to work anymore. Of course. But even when he was younger, he tried to protect this time. He saw breakfast not just as fuel, but as another opportunity to be present and nourish his body properly. This practice of mindful eating is incredibly beneficial, especially as we age. It helps with digestion because you're chewing your food thoroughly and your body is in a relaxed state, ready to process nutrients. It also helps you recognize your hunger and fullness cues better, which can help with weight management. Beyond the physical benefits, it's another moment of calm in the morning. Instead of grabbing something on the go, you're creating a ritual around nourishing yourself. My grandpa often said that how you start your day, even with something as simple as eating breakfast, sets the tone for the rest of it. If you start rushed and stressed, the whole day can feel that way. If you start calm and nourished, you carry that feeling with you. He'd often follow breakfast with a simple task, not a big chore, but something small that gave him a sense of accomplishment early on. It might be watering his favorite plant, tidying up his reading corner, or writing a short note to a friend or family member. Just one small productive thing. This wasn't about ticking items off a long to-do list, but about feeling like he had already achieved something, no matter how small. Before the main activities of the day began, that feeling of early accomplishment is a powerful motivator. It breaks the inertia that can sometimes make it hard to get started, especially if you have bigger tasks looming. Doing one small thing gives you a little burst of positive energy and makes the next task feel less daunting. This sequence of habits, the warm water, the gentle movement, the quiet mental time, the mindful breakfast, and the small productive task, built a foundation of well-being for my grandpa every single day. They were simple, yes, but their cumulative effect was profound. They kept him feeling physically able, mentally clear, and emotionally balanced. He wasn't immune to the challenges that come with age, of course, but he faced them with a resilience and a sense of calm that I now understand came, in large part, from these consistent morning practices. They weren't just habits. They were acts of self-care and respect for the new day. So, we've talked about these simple yet powerful morning habits that my grandpa incorporated into his daily life: the warm lemon water to hydrate and gently wake up the digestive system, the gentle movement to loosen the body and improve circulation, getting a bit of fresh air and morning light to set the biological clock, spending quiet time for mental calm and clarity, eating breakfast mindfully, and tackling one small task to feel productive early on. These weren't about being perfect or following a strict, stressful regimen. They were about consistency and kindness to oneself. My grandpa knew that the way he started his day had a ripple effect on how he felt and how he interacted with the world around him. He lived a long and vibrant life, full of energy and curiosity. And while many factors contribute to a long, healthy life, I truly believe that these simple morning rituals played a significant role. They kept him grounded, kept him moving, and kept his mind engaged in a calm, positive way. It's easy to look at these habits individually and think, that's too simple. Can it really make a difference? But the power lies in their combination and their consistency. Doing these things day after day, week after week, year after year, creates a powerful momentum for well-being. And the truly surprising part I mentioned earlier, what surprised me the most when I started incorporating these habits into my own life was just how easy they were to maintain once they became a habit. We often think we need grand gestures or dramatic changes to improve our health and happiness. But my grandpa's example showed me that it's the small, consistent, gentle actions that build a strong foundation. It wasn't a struggle for him. It was just his way of starting the day. And now, it feels like my way too. I don't feel stiff and groggy like I used to. My digestion is better. I feel calmer approaching the day. And that little boost of accomplishment from the small task really does make a difference to my mindset. Remember, you don't have to start doing all of these tomorrow. Pick just one or two that resonate with you and try them consistently for a week or two. Maybe it's just the warm lemon water. Or maybe it's dedicating 10 minutes to gentle stretching. See how you feel. Notice the subtle shifts. Be patient and kind to yourself. Some days might be easier than others. And that's okay. The goal isn't perfection. It's progress and consistency over time. These habits are a gift you give yourself every single morning. A way to honor your body and mind as you step into a new day. So, I encourage you to think about how you start your mornings. Are they rushed and stressful? Or calm and intentional? What simple habit could you adopt, perhaps inspired by my grandpa's routine, to make your mornings a little brighter, your body feel a little better, and your mind feel a little clearer? I'd love to hear from you. What are your own simple morning rituals? Or which of these habits are you thinking of trying? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your stories might inspire others. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like. It really helps the channel and lets me know what kind of content you enjoy. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos with more tips and ideas for living your best life at every age. Thank you for watching, and here's to many more vibrant, energetic mornings ahead. Live your best life at every age.